Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another episode of Gratitude and Gains by the Who You Know Show, where we're going to move our bodies. We're going to share our gratitude, set our goals, and continue to build our momentum throughout the week. Super excited you're here with me this morning. As you get into the room, I would love for you to check in with me. All right, check in with me in the chat and let me know. First of all, where you're tuning in from. All right, rep your city, rep your hood. I am in McKinney, Texas. So I would love for you to rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if this is your first time to Gratitude and Gains, I would love to welcome you. So just put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time. If you've been here before and you know the drill, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. And I'd love to welcome you again. All right, but let's go ahead and dive on in. So this morning I was going over my gratitude and my goals and what I'm grateful for, and super excited. It is Winning Wednesday, and Wednesdays are always jam-packed for me. And so I got a lot of things going on today, and I'm excited about it. I got my energies up, so I'm grateful for that. That's number one. Got my energy, right? Energy is so important. And when I have low energy, sometimes it can feel like everything is more serious than it really is. You know, it's like life happens, little things happen, and they can seem to impact me a little bit more. Like my emotions are a little bit more heightened. I guess I have a shorter fuse, right? And so I'm glad that my energy's back, because when I am full of energy, it's like things just bounce off me. Not a big deal. So grateful for that. Another day to start fresh and keep building my dreams and walking in my purpose. So I'm excited about that. Grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity to grow in wisdom, especially through learning about AI workflows right now. I got working yesterday on a custom chat GPT or custom GPT, whatever you want to call it. Hadn't really dabbled in that. I mean, I kind of had been playing with it and creating my own chats, but I didn't know that you could kind of save them and allow other people to use them and all that kind of stuff. So there was stuff I didn't even know of. There's so much AI stuff going on that I have no clue, and I'm just trying to learn every day, but it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes. It's like it's just continuing to go faster and faster. But anyway, so yesterday I was working with some custom GPT AI workflows. Pretty cool, actually. One of the repetitive tasks, I started thinking about how can I outsource repetitive tasks to AI, right? And one thing that happens with me because of my podcast is I get inbound requests from agencies, podcasting agencies, and from people looking to come and be a guest on my show. Like I probably get, I don't know, maybe 5 a day. I mean, 5 a day. These are inbound requests from business owners. Typically, these are business owners who want to be on my show because it's a platform for them, right? And I'm grateful for that. Super grateful. Our podcast is now top 1.5% globally. If you check out Listen Notes, you can go type in the Who You Know Show, and you'll see we're in the top 1.5% global. So it's pretty awesome. We get these inbound requests, people wanting to be on the podcast. And so I thought about that, and I said, there's a couple angles here, a couple things. Anytime you get inbound requests, number one, is there opportunity there, right? A lot of these are business owners. So I thought, well, there's opportunity for me from a business angle, being in financial services, right? There's a potential business opportunity there because we work with business owners. So that's number one. Number two, there could potentially be collaboration opportunities, right? Maybe some of these people could be partners or collaborate, right? Maybe they have a podcast that I can come on to their show, right? Different things like that. And then number three, is their message aligned with our show? Is this person credible? Is this person somebody that I'm actually interested in speaking with, right? And how's it going to bring value to the audience? So there's all these kind of like parameters that I'm looking at. So it takes me a while to evaluate a guest, right? So these inbound leads that come in for people trying to be on my show, you know, I have outsourced that before because it took me way too much time. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it myself, right? It's just, there's too much of it. So I was outsourcing and paying for that. But I thought, you know what? Can AI do this job? Right? Can AI do this job? Instead of paying someone, can AI do it? And yeah, AI definitely can. Actually, probably does it better than the person does because the AI is able to fact check and do research and all these things. So I created a custom GPT that what happens is this is the workflow. It's pretty cool. So I get that inbound request and then I reply back with a form that they have to fill out. It's like an application, okay? So they fill out an application. That application data flows through Zapier automatically into the custom GPT, okay? And so that data goes in there. ChatGPT sees that, analyzes it, okay? And then scores it and gives me a grade, tells me, you know, yes, maybe, no, should we invite this person on and why? What are the potential business opportunities, the potential collaboration opportunities, and why their message either aligns or it doesn't align? Potential risks, right? That could be damaging to the brand, things like that. Let's say this person is like really controversial or, you know, has something going on online, or, you know, maybe they're in lawsuits or litigation or what, you know, just who knows? There's all kinds of potential risks. So it looks for those. But very cool. Like, this thing does such a great job. It does way better of a job than when I outsourced this, and way better of a job than I would do because I just don't have the time. And so then what it does is it will grade it, give me a score, and automatically shoot that right over to my inbox so I can see it and go, boop, oh, yeah, shoot, yeah, let's have this person on. Or heck no, ain't about that life. So this is just one example, right, of an AI automation, creating your own custom GPTs to make your life more efficient and your business more efficient. And so it's pretty cool because I didn't even know that you could really create that. It's more than just a prompt. This is more than a prompt. This is an entire automation. And so I really wasn't aware that you could do stuff like that. Now I went to AI Marketing World and they just blew my mind on some of the stuff that you can do these days. Like, golly, I thought I was doing AI right, but man, I got lots more to learn. So excited about that and grateful for that, right? I'd love to hear how you guys are using AI. Maybe there's something really cool or creative you're doing with it. Because it's when we share these ideas like this, guys, I'm going to tell you, you know, things could change your life. You could go to a conference, learn about a tool or strategy or the way somebody's using it, use cases, and it completely changed your life. So I love sharing that kind of stuff. Another thing I'm grateful for, divine connections, right? People, relationships, it's all about who you know. And today, I'm going to be interviewing with my mentor. And I'm excited about that because we're not only going to be, he's not only going to be mentoring me and coaching me, but we're also going to document it. And we're doing an interview. So I'm excited about that, the chance to collaborate with people who can help me to move my mission forward. He's a critical piece in that. And so I'm excited about that. We'll be documenting it. And I've got a brand new videographer that's going to be coming out and kind of filming the behind the scenes today. So that's pretty cool too. Somebody brand new that I get to work with, see how they interact. And they get to capture some of the behind the scenes. One of the things that I learned at a conference, and I've kind of known this for a while, but just haven't implemented it, and it's something I am implementing now, is that a lot of times we're always trying to create content, right? We're always creating, but instead of creating the content, be the content. And so what does that mean? That means that we're constantly doing things that, you know, the world wants to see anyways, right? And so we do interesting things. Like as I'm here working out, doing stuff like this, just documenting it, right? Having someone follow you around when you do interesting things. If you go to a conference or you're speaking or you're giving a presentation or you're teaching a class or whatever the case may be, when you're in your zone of genius, just having someone follow you around with a camera in your everyday life, right? Instead of going and like sitting down and going, here are the 5 reasons why you should do X, Y, and Z. Like that's creating the content. Instead of creating the content, be the content. And it's more authentic, natural, and it's real. It's you. It's how you actually work with people. It's the behind the scenes, and people really want to see that. So I am implementing that, and I've got my videographer coming out today to kind of document some things, just me in the everyday. I'm not doing anything special today. He's literally just going to follow me around. He's going to watch me he's going to record when I do my interview today. And he's going to be filming when I teach my mastermind group today. And my mastermind group isn't even in person; it's online. So he's gonna be filming it. So, because I'm sure there's gonna be little golden nuggets as I get into my flow and my zone of genius when I'm just, knocking it out of the park. There's going to be little golden nuggets in there that he can clip out, and it'll make for some great content. So anyways, that's something for any business owners or entrepreneurs or creators out there. Even for you job seekers out there, be the content. Be the content. Don't create the content. Right? Think about what you do in your day-to-day life. When are you in your zone of genius? Just document that. All right. And another thing I'm grateful for is the opportunity to speak to my mastermind today for the job seekers. I'm excited about that. Get to lift them up, encourage them, and hopefully speak life into them and get them to their next successful position. That's my goal, is to help each and every one. I got to get rid of them, honestly. Got to get rid of the job seekers in a positive way, meaning I got to get them back to work. So excited about that. I'd love to know what you guys are grateful for. right? These are the things I wrote down this morning. I want to know, what about you? What are you grateful for? Right? Tell me in the chat. All right. And I got some comments coming in here. Let's see what we got. We got Flo. Says, hi, bro. Good to see you. Good morning. Thank you. I appreciate that. You look good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Discipline compounded daily equals transformation. All right. So Flo's here. Thank you, Flo, for being here. Is that a weighted vest? Give Me Liberty says, is that a weighted vest? Yes, it is. I believe this is like 30 pounds or something. It's pretty dang heavy, honestly. When you pick it up, you're like, oh my gosh, this is like a dumbbell, like a 30-pound dumbbell. Just, I don't know. Yeah, it is. The question here, have you seen results from doing so? Great question. I can't say specifically I've seen results from the weighted vest. I do a lot of physical activity. So I have the weighted vest. I work out. I probably work out for an hour and a half to 2 hours every morning. So I can't say specifically that this is something that I've seen results from, but maybe endurance, like getting up here on the treadmill, like I can go further and further and further. Like, I don't know. I can't say specifically, but I do a lot of different things. I think the combination of those help me with getting results. So good question. I can't say specifically yes. Like, since I started doing that, I lost 50 pounds or anything like that. But as you guys come on in, check in with me. Check in the chat, okay? Put a 1 if this is your first time here. Put a 2 if you've been here before. And then rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm out here in McKinney, Texas, so check in with me. So those were the things I wrote down I was grateful for. Now let's get into some of the word I was reading this morning, 2 Kings 19. And I'll kind of summarize it for you a little bit, and then I'll give you my takeaway. So now I'm gonna probably mess the name up. Some of these biblical names, y'all, some of these biblical names are hard to pronounce, okay? And if you know me, you know I can't read, all right? All right, anyway, I think it's pronounced Hezekiah, all right? When Hezekiah faced impossible odds, he didn't panic, he prayed, right? He didn't panic, he prayed. And instead of reacting to fear, he responded with faith. So faith over fear. And so my takeaway there was, when you feel pressure from every direction, right? When things just feel like they're crashing down around you. How many times have I been there? Oh my gosh, it's felt that way many times in my life. I want you to reflect for a second. Have you ever had a time in your life when you felt pressure from every direction? You just felt like life was crashing down on you? Because the takeaway here is that is you. To just pause for a moment. You got to pause, time out, put it in God's hands. It's not yours, it's his. Okay? So that was my takeaway. And then I also have this daily devotional called Jesus Calling. And today it said, try to stay conscious of me as you go step by step through this day. Awareness of my presence is your best protection. And again, I love how they just align. So as I'm reading the word and then I go to this daily devotional, they just align. It's pretty cool, right? Staying aware of God's presence keeps you grounded, keeps you guarded, even guided, right? When distractions try to pull you off course and try to take you in a different direction, right? So just be aware of that. So that was my takeaways as I was getting into the word. And, lately I've been learning that big dreams require daily discipline. You hear me talk about that a lot. Discipline compounded daily equals transformation, right? It's the little things that equal the big things, all right? So if you have a big dream, it's the little daily disciplines that are going to get you there, okay? You hear some people talk about massive action. No, I don't know about that. You hear people talk about massive action. No, I believe in daily, small daily wins, small daily discipline. Compounding over time equals that big dream, right? There's no shortcut to purpose. It's step by step, brick by brick. Whether it's for me studying right now for my Series 65, like I couldn't take massive action. I couldn't just shove that book down my throat and then go take the test. That's not me anyway. Some people can do that. For me, not it. I got to do daily, small, consistent, step by step, page by page, test by test, right? That's how I'm going to get there. Building AI tools, right? Another example. Or leading others through transition, right? I got to do this step by step. Yesterday, I built half of an automation tool. I didn't build the whole thing. I built half of it, but I got it working, right? I got things flowing. Today, I'm going to build the other half, and then it'll be automated, right? Or leading others through transition, right? I got to help them step by step, one step at a time. It's not these big actions. It's small daily, consistent disciplines that are going to help you to get to your goals. So that was some of my reflection that I was going through this morning. So a couple questions that I have for you guys I want you to reflect on is, where in your life do you need to slow down and invite God back into the process? Right? For me, it was doing this show. I started this show as a way to hold myself accountable, okay? To actually do those daily disciplines, meaning reading the word, reading the Bible, doing my prayer journal, my gratitude and my goals. Like, this show holds me accountable to do it every day. Because if I wasn't doing this, well, I saw what that was like. When I wasn't doing this show, there was no one holding myself accountable. So you, the audience, is actually holding me accountable. Knowing that I got to get up here and deliver every morning holds me accountable. So thank you. But where do you need to slow down and invite God back into the process? Right? That's my question for you. And then what small step could you move closer to that big dream that God's put on your life and put on your heart? Right? We all have a dream. We all have something we're trying to do or accomplish, and it can seem sometimes out of reach. It's this mountain. You're trying to get to the top of the mountain, but the only way to get to the top of the mountain is to take the first step. So what is your first step? How could you take that step today to get closer to that big dream that you're looking to accomplish? Right? So my goals for today are pretty simple. Lead with clarity and energy, and to speak with conviction to help my job seeker community to elevate their life and get to their next best success so that they can recover their income. All right, that's my goal. I want to go into that mastermind group and really change people, wake people up. Sometimes I got to wake people up, right? So that's one of my goals today. Conduct a authentic, impactful interview with my mentor today. That helps to strengthen connection and his advocacy for me and my mission. I need him. He's a piece of this this puzzle. I've got a puzzle going on, and he's a piece of that puzzle. I need him. I need his advocacy to help push my mission forward. So that's second goal I have for today. Third goal is to continue refining my AI systems and workflows to create more capacity, right? The more that AI can save me time, the more I can be in my zone of genius, the more I can, impact the world, because if I'm stuck behind a computer, it ain't happening that way. That's definitely not my zone of genius, okay? And then lastly, my goal for today is to finish the day with gratitude, reflection, and rest, right? Rest so I can do it again all over tomorrow. So my question for you is, what are your goals for today, right? What are your goals for today? A lot of times we talk about goals. We have these big, audacious goals, and it's important to have those, have that target that you're trying to reach. It's important to have that and to write those down. But how do you get there? It's about breaking that down into little bite-sized pieces, daily goals. What are your goals for today? What would make today a success for you? How do you know you're winning, right? If you don't write it down. Like at the end of the day, I wrote my goals. I just shared them with you. At the end of the day, I get to look at that and say, hey, was I successful? Did I do this, and this? Right? That's how I know it was successful. So what are your goals for today? Okay? I'd love to know. Do you have one goal? Share one goal with me in the chat. Just one thing. What are you trying to do today? Or are you just letting life kind of take you around? You just woke up today and, hey, praise God for that. You woke up. But what are you going to do about it? How about that? What are you going to do today? All right. Hopefully this message has encouraged you, lifted you up in any kind of way. Maybe you learned something, inspired you. If so, I'd love for you to go ahead, share this thing out. Hit that share button. Let people know what's going on. Got a couple of people I want to recognize. I got my brother Jeremiah over there on Instagram. We got Raul. We got Angeline in the house. Good morning. Good to see you. All right. Who else do we got? We got Tom. Grateful for you being consistent and doing these daily lives. Looking forward to doing a podcast with you tomorrow. Amen. Good to see you. Yes. Consistency is the key, my friend. Let's see. We got number one. We got Give Me Liberty. Good morning from YouTube. Give Me Liberty. Good morning. Good to see you. This is your first time. I want to welcome you. Thank you for joining us on Gratitude and Gains. All right. So thank you for joining us. You said, I got to try one of those when exercising. Absolutely. Weighted vest. Amazon, baby. Let's go. Get you one. I think it does make a difference. I mean, you were asking. I don't think I'd be wearing it if it didn't. You were asking if I've seen a recognizable, thing. That's oftentimes, isn't that the case though? Look, I've been on a health journey. I lost over 40 pounds. And there was a point where I was not very healthy. And it's always, again, it's these daily little disciplines, these little things. And you don't see the transformation overnight. I don't wake up and go, oh man, I didn't wake up and go, oh wow, I lost 40 pounds. No, it happens slowly, these little incremental things. But when I look at the before and the after picture, I go, holy smokes, I'm a different person. So these little things, I'm probably not going to put it on and go, yeah, man, I've made such a big difference. No, but I can tell you that my endurance, like I'm able to get on this treadmill and do like, 3-4 miles, no problem. Like, I'm not even winded right now. Let's see where I'm at. Where am I at right now? Let me get my little thing out. It'll tell me how far I've gone. Yeah, I've gone 2 miles. 2 miles. Not even winded, endurance. So I would say that. You were asking me earlier, has this made a difference? I would say for my endurance, yes. All right. So you also said, I'm grateful for my strength in solitude. Amen. Amen. Amen to that. Thank you for sharing that with me. Gratitude is so important. You also said it's hard to spot specifics, but I'm sure it helps someone like Dragon Ball Z. All right, absolutely. You're from Florida, Flo Rida. Thank you for joining us. Guys, as you come in, put a 1 in the chat if this is your first time. Put a 2 in the chat if you've been here before. And then also let me know where you're tuning in from. Just rep your city, rep your hood. All right? What city are you coming in from? You also said, I haven't read the Bible since jail. Oh my gosh. Hey, let me tell you something. I've been there. All right? Oh, hey, look. Looks like my light is spazzing out on me. I got one of these stupid ring light things. It's like spazzing out on me. Hey man, I know what you're talking about. I've been there, done that. When I was a juvenile, I was a crazy kid. I was in and out of the system. Made a lot of mistakes. Okay. Had a lot of looseness going on in my home where I grew up. And there was a lot of different type of people around me. Okay. And so I had all these influences. And the male role models in my home were criminals and thugs and just all kinds of not the best types of folks. A lot of people ask me, they're like, hey, you have an accent. Where's your accent from? And I'm like, well, it's twang. It's like country and thug put together because of the types of folks that I hung around with. And like it's just part of my voice now anyway. But yeah, so I got in a lot of trouble too, man. I was in and out of the system. And by the grace of God, my heavenly Father sent me to see my earthly father, okay? The courts actually forced me to go move in with my father, and my father took me in, and we started a process of getting me back on track, okay? And it wasn't an overnight thing, all right? What it took was, first of all, I had to change my environment, number one. Environment had to change. So guys, if you want to change your life, think about the environment you're in, okay? You're like a plant. And if you're in the wrong soil, you can't grow, all right? So think about your environment. I had all these thugs and gangsters and all kinds of craziness, and I'm not kidding you. I had a lot of people living in my home influencing me, okay? It's not an excuse for my behaviors, but it's just the reality. I was in the wrong environment. So number one, change your environment. Number two, I had to take radical accountability. Okay, radical accountability. See, when I was a victim living in victim mindset, everything was everyone else's fault. It's your fault. You couldn't tell me nothing. You know, I had this like screw you, you can't tell me nothing attitude, right? I had attitude, and it was like, it got me in so much trouble because I would get angry, I would get bitter, I would get violent. That's what got me in trouble, was fighting, right? I was a fighter. I was a little fighter as a juvenile. It got me in trouble, messed me up, messed up my life. And it wasn't until I took accountability and took a good look in the mirror and said, man, look, I'm the only one. That's the common theme in all of this mess. All right. So I got to take some accountability for this stuff. So I hear you. I actually I wrote a book on this. There's 12 steps that I took personally. And, but those are just a couple of them. Changing your environment, radical accountability, faith, right? There's a bunch that I have in my book, but I haven't published this book yet, by the way. My mom asked me, she said, where's that book at? Where's that book at? Because I wrote it. And the issue that I was running into was I was sharing it. I was sharing little bits and pieces, kind of teasing people with this book. And those pieces were going viral. People were like, whoa, they didn't realize the type of stuff that I've been through. And we all have a story. So people didn't know my story. And my mom saw some of those. And, you know, it could have either been the way I wrote it or just the story, the narrative in itself. But it made my mom look like the villain of the story, and which was never my intention. But she was definitely a piece of the story. And, you know, I wasn't using it as a weapon to attack my mom by any means. I love my mom so much. And my mom has changed. She's not the same person. So the person I write about in the book isn't the same person that you see today. And so, you know, I have grace for my mom and the things that she did and all the backstory and all the things that were going on in my home. But anyways, so I didn't publish the book because it was creating some friction between me and my mom. And, but I recently got a call from her and she said, hey, where's that book? You know, I'm okay with it now. I can handle it now. My mom said, you know what? I can handle it now. Like, I said, are you sure? Are you sure you can handle it? I don't know. We'll see. But no, how cool is that? My mom's like, you know, and I told her, I was like, you know what? This is a good conversation we're having because I can add to the book, you know, that this book is about transformation. It literally is about transformation, how to transform your life. And my mom is transformed. She's not the same person. So in the narrative, and as I'm writing the book, you know, it is important that I put that transformation from my mom's perspective and how she's changed, and from my perspective of how she's changed and all of that stuff. So anyways, good morning. I see Comfort in the house. Comfort, tell me where you're from. Rep your city, rep your hood. We got, how do you say this? Solomon. I'm probably messing your name up. Good morning. Hi, my friend. Good to see you. Rep your city, rep your hood. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Love to hear from you guys. See if we got any more people over there on Instagram. All right. Well, hey, listen, guys. That's what I got for you today. All right. If you're just tuning in, if you're just coming into the chat, you missed a little bit of the show. All right. You know, I got to wake you up earlier. All right. So Solomon and Comfort, I got to wake you up a little bit earlier. But I'll be back tomorrow. You'll see me here every morning, 6 a.m. Let's rock. Let's roll. Let's go. That's the show.